All right, we are live. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while, but we're getting this thing back rolling again to the Slice Tennis Podcast. And what better way to do that than with the man himself, Craig Shapiro of the Craig Shapiro Tennis Podcast. How are you, sir?
I'm good, my man. The Australian Open started last night. Tom Brady won his 7th Super Bowl, and the tennis was alive and amplified. So, we're happy. We're having a lot of fun. I just got pistol whipped around the corner from where I live at Plummer Park in West Hollywood, California, that I'm not entirely happy about. But all in all, it was a good day. In fact, this morning I was up at the crack of dawn. I watched Denis Shapovalov beat Yannick Sinner in a tight 5th set. And then I interviewed a guy who in 1986, I'm certain you weren't born in 1986.
Not quite.
Yeah. Guy in 1986 got to the finals of the French Open named Michael Pernfors. He got to 10 in the world. And I talked to him this morning. So I've had a full tennis day already. And I'm getting ready. Once I'm done with you, I'm going to turn the TV on and probably watch till the break of dawn. So let's see.
Right on. Okay. And this is the easiest question of them all. Number 10, who is the GOAT of men's tennis? That's what everyone's debating right now. It's what people roast me about. Who's the GOAT
now? If you know anything about me or anything about my show, we don't talk about that because you can't compare generations and you can't compare generations and Pete Sampras in his generation, this guy was unbelievable, man.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Federer at the back end of that generation when he was at his peak is incredible. I mean, listen, Rafa Nadal, you just can't compare them. So I don't really – Bjorn Borg, when I was a kid, the guys – you have to look at his win-loss record was just unbelievable. So I think that the GOAT conversation is a disservice to the sport. So can you curse on this show or no?
You can do whatever.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that. I don't do greatest of all time conversations in any sport.
Yeah, that's fair. I respect that, honestly. And I was listening to your show last night, then you guys talking about all these great players like Andre and all that, and I was feeling the same in a sense. Like it gets on my show, especially because I have a lot of younger fans who have only ever watched Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer.
But it's disrespectful to it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful because let me tell you something, man. Like I've had the fortune to have practiced with John McEnroe.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been fortunate to watch, I've been courtside with Andre and I even strung Pete's rackets when he won tournaments in Philly and in San Jose. And these are like the greatest tennis players that has ever lived. And I have a deep respect for anyone that even like played college tennis. Right. So I just don't go to that conversation. I think it's, sophomoric in a sense. And I actually would encourage people to think about what I'm saying because it's just so silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so silly. Like Rafa Nadal is just the baddest cat there ever was on clay.
Mm-hmm.
But Tomas Muster won Mexico City and was number 1 in the world and broke his like these guys did stuff that you can't believe. So, and also like when you go from one generation to another, the equipment was different. The nutrition was different. The money is way, way different. So it's not apples to apples.
Yeah.
So I think it's very uncool to talk about greatest of all time. I hate it actually.
Fair enough, man. I like that perspective. It's all some people want to talk about, and it's on the amount that people want to talk about it has put it off to me a lot because I hear a lot of these young tennis fans who never watched. So usually the debate right now is between Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, and a lot of these young fans will will trash Federer because they'll call him a weak era champion or things like that. And I'm like, you must be 12. Like, you didn't obviously watch tennis back then when he couldn't lose. Like, you think all the players that he played were not good. Like, it's just such a ridiculous concept to put. I don't give
it oxygen. I don't give it oxygen.
No, I like that. I honestly do. I think that's going to be the title of this podcast. The GOAT debate is uncool with Craig Shapiro. How about that?
I think you should do what you think, but I will tell you, tennis is history and what and the players and the story of a player that got to 200 and then made his life in tennis, to me, is just as interesting as a guy who got to 1. And somehow, there's like a little bit of a shame that the Nadal, Joker, and Fed have almost taken all the oxygen from like the history of the sport. Like, even the writers, it becomes sort of self-fulfilling when they don't write about anybody other than Joker, Rafa, and Fed.
Yeah,
it's a little bit crazy, but also those 3 guys did something so bonkers, no one can beat them. What are you gonna do?
It's true. It's unbelievable. It is crazy to see.
It's crazy.